Welcome to the dev server for War Thunder's new power update. In this video I will be taking a look at the Yak-38, a premium Soviet vertical takeoff and landing jet aircraft at Tier 5 BR 9.7 and costing 8,910 Golden Eagles. The flight performance of the Yak-38 does seem fairly average for its BR. The aircraft has a single engine for 2 rear nozzles and then a pair of lift engines at the front that are only used during vertical flight. The acceleration of the aircraft is considerably worse than that of the Harrier, and this is likely due to the fact that those 2 front lift engines of the Yak-38 are not used during level flight, leading to a much lower thrust to weight ratio in this mode, and the Yak essentially having to lug around dead weight while in the level flight mode. While the acceleration is worse, the Yak-38 does have a similar top speed to the Harrier, being just subsonic at sea level, and then actually being able to scratch the sound barrier when flying at altitude. The maneuverability is certainly worse than the Harrier. In fact, after getting my first impressions of the Yak-38, I would say that the turning is its primary drawback. This is likely due to the tiny wings that the aircraft has. As far as hovering, it seems quite easy to control, although due to the worse acceleration, it will take longer than the Harrier to transition from vertical to level flight. The Yak-38 has a few bomb types: 500kg Fab 500s, 250kg OFAB 250s, and 100kg OFAB 100s. The 2 former are mounted with a single bomb on each pylon. However, the OFAB 100s can be mounted in groups of 4 when they are on the outer pylons. Unfortunately, there is no ballistic computer assistance for dropping these bombs, although after a few rounds in test flight I found myself easily able to conduct accurate drops with all of these bombs. The aircraft then has a few types of unguided rocket. These include the S-24B, which is a larger single rocket with low penetration but high explosive mass, the S-8M, a smaller pod-mounted rocket with the highest penetration of all available, and then the S-5KM. This is the smallest rocket and can be carried in large numbers with 2 rocket pod sizes available. The S-5s are of course a mainstay of many Russian jet aircraft and helicopters. These rockets do get ballistic computer assistance, which can come in handy, especially with the S-24, of which only 4 of them can be carried. One of the more interesting additions on the Yak-38 is the KH-23M. This is a guided air-to-ground missile, and up to 2 of these can be carried in addition to their guidance pod. The missile is beam riding and uses the same control system as the Fireflash air-to-air missiles on the Swift F7, needing the player to simply guide the missile with their cursor. These missiles can be launched at up to 6.21 miles or 10 kilometers and have 96 kilograms of explosive mass. They did take a bit of practice to get used to, at least for me personally, although I did get the hang of it pretty quickly. Currently, it is launched with the Fire air-to-air missile key, the same key that is used to launch the Fireflash, although I do expect that this will change prior to release. As for air-to-air weapons, the Yak-38 can be fitted with a pair of R-60 air-to-air missiles. These have already appeared on variants of the Mi-24 Hind and the MiG-21, so will be something that many Russian players have used before. The R-60 has a 30G overload with a flight range of 4.97 miles or 8 kilometers. In addition to its pylon-mounted weapons, the Yak-38 has a GSH-23L cannon mounted under the fuselage. This cannon has 160 rounds of ammunition with a fire rate of 3,400 rounds per minute. You can also fit more of these guns in the form of gun pods, with up to 4 more being mounted on the wing pylons, giving the Yak-38 5 23mm cannons with up to 44.7 kilograms per second of burst mass. You can also sacrifice 2 of these additional gun pods to have some R-60 air-to-air missiles. I expect that this will be my preferred payload layout. These guns do actually get ballistic computer assistance for ground attack, allowing for rather accurate gun runs against lightly armored targets. A few extra points of note: the Yak-38 does have a radar warning receiver that will come up with a ping whenever a radar is active near your location. The aircraft also has a detailed cockpit model, something that will be nice for simulator mode, And also the Yak-38 currently lacks any secondary camouflage schemes, although I am hopeful that it will receive some. Well, that will be it for my overview of the Yak-38 on the dev server. I will also be putting up a dev server video on the VFM-5 light tank, so if you are interested in that, do go check it out if it's already up, or make sure to have notifications on so that you will get notified when that video goes live. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please consider dropping a like, and of course, if you wish to see more content such as this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.